Welcome to the CFD weekly overview of the global financial markets. The euro climbed on a retreating dollar last week. However, as gains were limited, as the European Central Bank Vice President Luis de Guindos revealed that negative side effects of the negative interest rate policy are visible and that weak profitability is a key vulnerability for the Eurozone's bank sector. The British pound strengthened as opinion polls showed the Conservative Party has its highest level of support since 2007, ahead of next month's election, while opposition Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn promised to renegotiate the exit agreement and then hold another referendum. The Japanese yen also strengthened with some safe haven bids, despite disappointing GDP figures last week. In an economic address in New York last week, President Trump gave no indication about time and venue of the signing of a Phase 1 deal with China. Overall, the US dollar index, which follows the performance of the US currency compared to 6 major global currencies, fell firmly below 97 points. Gold prices slightly recovered. CNBC reported on Monday, citing a government source, that the mood in Beijing about trade deal was pessimistic after Trump said no to tariff rollbacks. The source suggested that China could play the long game and await the US election and the result of impeachment proceedings. Mass protests involving running battles between police and people in Hong Kong also provided support to the precious metal. US stock indices reached new all-time highs because of strong consumer spending and low unemployment. Crude oil prices were little changed last week. The International Energy Agency pointed to surging non-OPEC oil production next year. In addition, US weekly crude oil inventories rose by about 2.2 million barrels last week. Oil also found support from tensions in the Middle East. Protesters in Iraq blocked a commodities port, while Iran triggered protests of its own by raising fuel prices by 50%, while the US sanctions crippled economy threatened to crack down against protesters. You've been watching the CFD Weekly overview of the global financial markets.